for you to understand the process, okay? But indeed, seeing from our side, it is very, very easy, okay? I think that all of you know the software called Zoom, so that we can communicate to anyone. So if you don't, it is just to download Zoom. It is a software, just like Skype. And you can talk to anyone here on Earth through Zoom. And a webcam that obviously everyone has at home, or even the one inside the laptop. But obviously, if you have a better one, or webcam, it's a little bit better, but it won't matter for the beginning, okay? So, we will have the software, we will have the webcam, and we have to supply light for them, which initially can be just the fabrics, or, for instance, transparent things. For instance, this one is from hospitals. They have lots of these type of fabric. And what happens with these is that when you have it over, for instance, over your face, you can, they can work on your face in the light that is over your face, and it can appear someone else. Just happened as when I filmed Ellisa and appeared Cameron. So she was in front of the camera, and I think that we were using vapor. I think that moment, yes, possibly. Yes. So what happens is that if you use, so what you choose to test will obviously make difference in the results that you obtain. For instance, if you use something solid like this one, which is it is solid, let's say, because it's not transparent, I mean. If you use something like this, they will design, they will move the colors and create pictures. Curtin is looking and seeing all his relatives. Okay, so that is what they can do when we use some solid thing. But if we use something transparent, they can work on the face, so that if you expect our loved ones, better to use something transparent, which can be any type of cloth like this, for instance, and or this one, for instance. Anything that has shine, so that they can move to one side to another, and also work in the face, right? So it is something absolutely easy in our side, because the technology is theirs, not ours. So we will use offer the light so that they can manipulate and create images that will be recording, right? So I brought many of these types, and something very, very good. I don't know, maybe it is because it is the bubble plate, which is absolutely simple, but it is very, very good. Why? Because it has darks and clears, so that they can, obviously that they will draw only in black and white. Why? Because we are not offering color, right? So remember, whatever you offer is whatever they use. So if you offer the bubble plastic, they can draw, or also working on your face, so that all you have to do is to record moving, because in spite that movement seems for us a complicator factor, but for them somehow it helps. I don't know why. So that it is not good to stay like this. Okay, you have to move and to make the light to go all around, so that it goes And one thing that is always important is whenever you record, and you'll be recording with your cell phone, so it is something very, very simple, is to show your face so that you have the evidence that it was you there. And then you go and moving very slowly. And usually you'll be able to see what's being recorded, so that we will have your cell phone to make things easier in front of you, so that you can be watching. And wherever you perceive that something is happening, you can hold or go on and see later what was recorded, right? So I think that with these things became absolutely easy, because you will just use, I was mentioning to use the cell phone, but in this case you would be just using the webcam, which is even easier, and it is already in the computer. You don't have to transfer from the cell phone to the computer. So whenever we learned that different resources will generate different results. Here are the fabrics. Obviously, I think it is clear that it is useless to give something that is not shiny, or like a bed sheet, right? White. There is no contrast. There is nothing for them to move, so nothing will happen. So if you don't have anything available, just test with plastic bubble, the bubble plastic that everyone has at home. So there is no difficulty for starting. And here I show with a bright fabric, it was that one, and observe that they create. Sometimes you see in real time, some others you will see later, because it will be recorded. Observe that I think that this was something like a dog. Yeah, a dog. You see that they can create incredible things, and showing mainly that they are in contact. Obviously, then you may say, but I want to see my son. Wow, we have it to connect. We have to diminish the distance between them and us. And obviously, your son and your daughter will be working with this team, very anxious to have you involved with all these, to help people, to show that the life goes on, because there is no other way to produce something like this if it is not not from here, at least. From where, we don't know, but it's not from here. So if you do, you'll be helping them to prove immortality, right? So here is just a face. Observe how interesting is and what they are able to create, even over the cloth. It is something like a 3D. And all this material will be at our next magazine, which Amy will be in charge of sharing. So you see that they moved here the color so that they create a face of a boy. Here we have dogs. Obviously that our loved dogs are all in the other side too, right? That is interesting because persons think that animals are things, and they are not. They are in evolution. This is what I showed you this morning, rating pass, which means peace. So they are just showing they had to move the brights and clears so to create the world. Now let me show you with the bubble plastic some results. You see that it is just as I was showing you. So results with bubble plastic. You see There, observe the face. It was me, but appeared like a somewhat fat boy.
Oh, yeah.
So everything is possible to change the face, or here, that was also me. You see that then I appear like the our team. So many things may happen. Again, also me. You see that they changed my eyes into possibly those ones that were helping in the transmissions. This was extremely curious because this is to me. And this is another race which has appeared very frequently with this, precisely this face appeared in many recordings with this kind of pointy ear, eyes, lip, fat lip. Again, some more. Oh no, sorry. Another type also is still with bubble plastic. They used my t-shirt. The color, it was green, and they created a face. Here is a video. As I told you, we have to hold so that we can perceive the difference that is happening. This was the video that I sent for the investigation in Spain. Here with one of the transparent fabric that I brought. In this case, they can either create something, but more frequently they will work in the face also to transform. Here you have a very big of our spirit friends. Another creation, sometimes with some details. Manipulating faces and photos. Oh yes, Kurt I think had asked about faces. So using these, I think that I was using one of these transparent over my face, and then you see that they changed it into these beautiful, I don't know who, but again, also with the transparent fabric. Again, I appear different, so the opportunity is to have some fabric that can leave a face behind so that they can create a new person, or a deceased one, a loved one. This one I showed you this morning. Using water vapor, which you can also use here today. I'll show you some of the results. You see that I look very different in there. And if you have a vapor device at home, you can also play with it over your face and see what happens. The arm. Then I discovered that that was interesting to use the light as well. Here is a video of the I was using not the egg but another thing. This is interesting because it was accumulating vapor inside, and then I raised it, and they created the images below.
Wow.
Obviously, they cannot do great magic, but they can create eyes and mouth very, very quickly. So, showing that they are in action, they are trying to communicate. Some others with vapor. These are the small ones that I brought. I bought 3 of these. I think that it's very easy to find anywhere, but I bought it in China. Obviously, it is easy, but the delays to arrive. So it is very easy to find, I think.
What are they called?
That's gonna be like a donut mini humidifier.
They have them on Amazon.
I think that Amazon has. Yeah,
Amazon has.
These small ones.
You know the maybe you guys know what this is called, but you know when you see the little Chinese water fountains with, and there's all that strange ionized smoke that falls off of it, like it rolls down the mountains on the little fake statues.
Yeah.
I have one of those in my backpack.
That'd be fascinating.
It's like an autonomizer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'd be curious to see if we could make a wall of that that's constantly falling,
Yeah.
that you could film.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea.
Curious.
Yeah, for sure. That's it's a hint.
There you go.
So, okay, now, this is our, for finishing. Obviously, after you recorded it, or with the cell phone, or with the webcam, or whatever you use, with any camera, you have to watch it very slowly, because if you put it to see, you will not see anything. So, I recommend a very easy video software for edition, which is absolutely easy to work. In 2 words, we will learn how to do with it. Whenever you film it and you have it in your computer and you have these video mesh, I don't know, you open the file, it will copy both alike. So you can just look at one. And then you go with these, how do you call this arrow? To go forward, right? So you just go with the arrow, one, you see it moving, both will be alike. So wherever you find something, you just press F2 and it will save in your computer that image. That's all. So it's absolutely easy, right? So there's nothing else to do, and then you open the selection you made, and then you can look better, so that you have a selection of your results, and then obviously in other steps you can enhance and all. But just to start, just to select the images, and I think that your work will be done, because you had the opportunity, you gave the opportunity to the other side to communicate. Okay, again, this is our email, which Amy is the victim, so that we will have a way to assist you or to comment anything that you find in your recordings. And so I think that we can make a break for you to breathe after so many data, and then we come back to make some experiments. Okay? Is that fine?